Welcome to the IT department.
Yes, welcome to the IT department, week 2. Which is kind of surprising that I have a week 2 of a podcast.
We've made it this far.
Alright, so, anything for maintenance you got there, Ian?
I don't have any new... Well, actually, no, I did set up a Facebook page for the podcast. And we've got...
That was in the lead for the last YouTube video.
Yeah, hold on, I'm going to pull up...
Ian sets up YouTube, I don't know how to do YouTube.
Yeah, I'm the one that does the...
It's Sean, he's on Facebook.
We have a total of 9 likes.
Oh, wow.
on our Facebook page. I'm not sure how many of those likes are, the begrudging, likes. It's like, well, he's a friend, so I'll do it, but, it's fine. Yeah.
I don't have a Facebook, so I don't.
That's okay. So yeah, I've set up the Facebook page and that stuff. So
okay,
that's news for me.
Yeah, I guess so. You might want to move your chair back. It's kind of making you quiet, and you have the better voice. In my opinion, I hate my voice. All right. So my maintenance is, why is this going to be out a different day? Well, that's because Ian's leaving tomorrow.
I'm out of town tomorrow, and
Ian's leaving me and never coming back.
So.
You leave
Well,
me?
we do upload these things on Saturday as it is.
Yeah.
So we're recording this on a Thursday.
Yeah, instead of a Friday.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this on iTunes, so your 30-day trial is expired. Reactivate now.
Oh, okay. Shoot, man. Get your security updated.
I'm fine. I don't need that. But yeah, I got the logo fixed, so that'll be on iTunes, because the logo didn't work last time. So this episode will be on iTunes.
Okay.
All right. So
we have it on, there's the YouTube, iTunes, and...
YouTube, SoundCloud, and Podomatic.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Podomatic's how I did it on iTunes.
Okay.
It's just, I had the logo too big, and I resized it today, so it should be good.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
we should be able to get the first episode onto iTunes as well.
Yeah, I just have to fit
Okay, goody.
All right. So now it's time for R. Oh, fine. And D.
Jesus.
All right, Ian, do you want to go first?
R&D. Oh yeah, the first thing for sure. Tim, have you seen the teaser for Deadpool 2?
Yes, I greatly enjoyed. For anyone,
yeah. Go ahead.
for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's just basically, I only saw like the first bit. That was the funny part. Is he's Bob Ross.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Tim is a big Bob Ross person.
I have a Bob Ross T-shirt, a Bob Ross pot figure, and I drew and for my birthday party this year, I did a Bob Ross painting party. So.
And the background on his phone is Bob Ross.
Oh yes, that as well.
Yeah, Tim is a big Bob Ross guy. So I was very amused when I saw the Deadpool 2 teaser.
Laughing through the whole thing. It was
yes. We're gonna take a little dab of our yellow snow, and mix it with a little dab of our Betty White. Now remember,
Doc Brown.
Yeah, like Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Men in Black, Pretty in Pink, stuff like
all movie references.
like all kinds of 80s movie references.
Yeah.
Now remember, this is your world. So you're gonna make
and then just
break, and then it's just like this majestic painting.
He goes puts a little bit of white, goes to the paint, goes back and completely painted.
Yeah, it's a completely painted, wonderful mountain range thing, and it's like, I wish I could wear a cascade of white powder. Yeah, and that happens twice. Actually, technically 3 times.
It happened. Well, one time is beautiful. The other time it's beautiful. The next time it's a bunch of a big old red thing.
It's I think that's a bird.
Oh,
it's like some kind of really badly painted bird, and he's just like, whoop! He's like,
it's all scared. There's technical difficulties.
So that's as far as you watched.
Yeah.
Well, there was a thing at the end actually.
Oh, what do you
when it comes back after the little montage of clips from the movie, it comes back and it's like have you seen the poster? It's like this Thanksgiving feast.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the finished painting is at the very end, and Deadpool's just like, well, look at that. Looks like we have ourselves a finished painting. So it's like, so from our family to yours, keep your actually. Sorry, no, but it's like hugs, not drugs. Hugs, not drugs. Yeah, it's the first thing. And then it rolls like credits, right?
Oh yeah.
The executive producer is Ross Bobbart.
It's pretty good.
With lighting by Tom Edison. And there's a Wayne's World reference in it, because like camera 1 is operated by Wayne. And camera 2 is also operated by Wayne. So, and there's like just goofy stuff like that, but overall it's a very entertaining teaser. I was kind of worried if you hadn't seen it, but I'm glad you did.
Oh, I did see
being the ultimate Bob Ross fan.
Yes.
So
all right.
that was quite good.
So I have 4 things on already. 2 of them are like I guess.
Yeah,
That'd be
pretty
like
big.
super quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the rest of them are going to be like a little bit more longer, I guess. So do you know what the Dark Universe is?
Well, that's the thing that they tried to do with the Mummy, right?
Yeah, the Mummy, and then they tried to do with the vampire movie earlier, and then tried to do with a different vampire movie earlier. So the Dark Universe is basically Universal trying to use all the old 50s movies monsters and make it into a cinematic universe.
Right.
Guess what? The guys that built the universe quit the studio. So is it dead or alive?
Well, I guess because Universal still
Or is it undead because it's a monster?
because Universal owns the rights to it, so I guess it's still alive, but
Well,
the
also-
original creators are not. Yeah.
Well, also, their next movie after The Mummy was The Bride of Frankenstein, which is Angelina Jolie. So they saw my daughter being Bride of Frankenstein.
yeah.
It comes on. It was scheduled for 2018. That moved to 2019. It's now moved. It got moved to 2020, and it's now indefinite date. We don't know what it
Oh,
is.
jeez. It's like Marvel's Inhumans. Woo!
Well, no, that's a TV show.
I know, but
Which is
well,
garbage.
it was originally going to be a
It was originally going to be a movie,
yeah.
which probably would have been a lot better. Because people who run know,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who make the movies know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a production value also helps. So
Eh.
well, if you have a bigger budget, that's
Oh,
sometimes
yeah,
helps. It's like especially like your visual effects, but then again, it comes down to good writing with that. So.
I remember watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode where they go into a tundra, and a big old gun pops out, and it looks
Yeah.
like it's from a PlayStation 2 game. And I'm like, why?
Did Sony say anything?
No. It just looked like
No, it just looked a little bit. Oh yeah, yeah.
It was
Oh, I thought you were saying it was like styled like one. Oh,
Oh, no.
So you meant like
Like-
computer graphic comparison.
computer graphic comparison. Looked like it came from a PlayStation 2 game.
Ooh, ouch.
Because ABC has no budget. Either that or they spent all their budget on Once Upon a Time, which is not as well. You just
Yeah. Well, or maybe it was just like on the first season.
the first season was all right,
I guess.
but they also spoiled the entirety of Captain America: Winter Soldier in like one episode,
It's like yeah. So here's what happened. Back in Washington D.C.
and then they also spoiled Thor: The Dark World in one episode.
It's true. I mean, but that's kind of awkward to work with.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to the.
All right. Do you have anything more for R&D? Because you kind of seemed slightly unprepared.
well, the main thing was that Deadpool 2 teaser, but I
Yeah.
guess we should say that Justice League.
Oh, have you seen the reviews for it?
Yeah, it's like
That-
sitting at 37% right now, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, basically
Yippee.
because it comes out. It's opening nights when we're recording, and it'll be out completely on Friday, which is when we usually record. But I've seen the reviews. They're saying it's better than Batman vs Superman, but also that's not a compliment.
It's
That there's a lot of things better than
the
Batman vs
the
Superman.
bar is very low.
It's not as good as Wonder Woman. I didn't think it would be as good as Wonder Woman.
No. Wonder Woman is still the highest rated DC film in
Yeah,
this. in
it's also the highest grossing superhero origins film, but that doesn't mean it's like higher grossing than
Right,
Captain
right.
America: Civil War.
Well, I know
It's
what you
not.
mean. Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know what you mean by
It's
that. Yeah.
higher grossing than Captain America 1, Iron Man
Right,
1,
mhm.
any of the Hulk movies, any Doctor Strange or anything like that.
Right.
Maybe not Black Panther. Black Panther might be pretty good.
Well, Wonder Woman will still probably keep its spot
Probably.
for that.
But
Um,
Wonder Woman.
which is of course not to say that.
I watched Wonder Woman like very recently,
Mhm.
and I thought like, it was overhyped a bit, but it was still really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like I won't say it's a bad film, not at all.
Yeah.
I
I was just,
yeah.
The only thing I was like really questioning was the guy they picked for Ares. I know it's supposed to be a
Oh,
big
yeah.
twist.
Yeah, I know.
But like even when he's supposed to be like fighting Wonder Woman, he's not muscular. He's thin.
He's got that armor though.
That just makes him scary. That
Well,
doesn't make him like, muscular. It makes him like, I can throw knives at
Yeah.
anything. I can take apart the entire thing and take off this lady's mask and show you
Best
how bad
mustache.
humans
Best
are.
mustache though.
Oh yeah, he does.
Best
it.
mustache, without a doubt.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else you want to bring up besides Justice League? Because I have some more stuff.
No.
Justice League
no.
was actually on my list, so you know.
Well, yeah, I was just mentioning that it had come out and that the reviews have been. It's also the shortest DC film to date, isn't it?
because just waiting until everything Zack Snyder put in there.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
think-
yeah, there was a lot of reshoots.
We talked about it last week, not
Mhm.
on the podcast, but we talked about how they cut the guy that played Lex Luthor from the movie completely.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was supposed to be like 10 minutes in the movie.
Nope.
And Joss Whedon said no. And
Mhm.
people also say in the movie that color schemes are really just bad with each other. Zack Snyder's like dark and roomy and brooding,
Yeah, brooding. Yeah, just we want to
It's
add a little more color,
colorful and
but it doesn't.
bright.
Work, it doesn't work well together.
They just clash the entire time, and it just
Yeah.
doesn't look.
Well, there was another thing that I saw with like the costume department that lead costume designer wanted to.
Okay, it's working.
Okay, yeah, we're good. Wanted to try and like brighten the colors a little bit in the outfits, and it's particularly noticeable like with Superman's suit. I've noticed the colors, but then again, I mean, and because it kind of happened in Man of Steel, like you look at behind the scenes images, and the suit is actually kind of vibrant, but they desaturate the image in post. So I'm not sure how much of that went on.
Well, for anyone that doesn't know, or if you didn't watch Batman vs Superman, Superman's in Justice League, even though he died, like fate quotations in
Red.
Batman vs Superman, and which happens in the comics. He gets killed by Doomsday, but I would much prefer that conflict to come later on in the universe.
Well, that would be the point. You know, it's like it's much better as a device once the Justice League is set up rather than to set it up.
Yeah.
I can see what they're trying to go for.
Have you ever read the Death of Superman comic?
No, but I do know that. So, my poor dog.
Poor dog.
I did read that the Doomsday really was created for the sole purpose, like originally just
he was
Superman, because Superman had gone on for so long, and the writers were just like, you know what, let's do this.
The Death of Superman comic, which takes place in the 90s, and from what I've watched from documentaries about it, it caused a whole bit just stir in the media, and a bunch of people were like, Superman actually died. And then the Death of Superman comic is really interesting because there's a ton of people who want to take Superman's mantle.
Right.
There's Cyborg Superman, which actually gets his DNA tested to say he's actually Superman, but he's like a shape-shifting alien.
Okay. Yeah.
Cyborg Superman's like half robot Superman.
Yeah.
He's really cool looking. And then you have Man of Steel.
I think I'd seen an image of that before.
You have Man of Steel, which is some random guy who was in a gang but got kicked out or something, and then he wants to fight him, and so he puts on like a coat of armor, gets a hammer, and then becomes the Man of Steel because he's made of steel. And you know what? They made a movie about him. Guess who played him? Shaq. Shaq played the Man of Steel.
Oh wait! Oh wait!
It was called Steel.
Actually, no. I think I'd seen like a poster for that when I was looking at bad movies.
Oh yeah, it was not very good.
Yeah. So.
And then there's Superboy, who wants to take the mantle himself. Like, I'm a clone of Superman.
Right.
This thing.
Right.
And then there's actual Superman who has a mullet.
How
but he doesn't have his powers either.
But Tim, how good is this mullet?
It's like goes down to his like halfway down his chest. It's a really good mullet. And so I'm gonna be really mad when I watch Justice League and there's no mullet on Superman. And also he has this weird plasticky face because they CG off his mustache.
Right, because he has a role in the Mission Impossible film.
Yeah, and Paramount wouldn't let him shave his mustache.
No, because Christopher McQuarrie, the director on the
Mission Impossible.
The new Mission Impossible will be. He said he posted in a tweet that when Mission Impossible 6 comes out, you will understand why we couldn't let him shave, and because I think the reason was that, but because I think the reason was that because it was a real mustache, and then they were just like fake mustaches. They don't work.
Yeah, they don't.
On Henry, so he's got to keep it, and so.
But
that must have been an interesting thing for them.
The director of Mission Impossible is basically saying we're going to ruin Superman and Justice League, but Mission Impossible 6 will be really good.
Well, that may have not been a slight, like maybe not intentionally, but.
Oh, I think it's going to ruin Justice League.
No.
From what they say, he has a super plasticky face because the mustache is just CGI'd off. Mm-hmm. But you know what they did with Wonder Woman? She was 6 months pregnant half the movie.
Yeah.
So, or she was pregnant half the movie. She's not always 6 months pregnant.
Yeah, but let's rephrase that.
So she would have like the armor, and then around her pregnant belly, they would have a green thing around it, I think they said. And so she'd be running around, and like she specifically said the battle scene where it's like the first time she's in the war, and the trenches comes up and they're shooting at her with the shield, and then she goes freeze the town.
No man's land.
She has her belly, and so she's doing the shield thing where she crouches down and puts the shield over her head, and it just has a pregnant belly with the little green thing on it.
Is that confirmed by anybody, or?
She said it. I think that.
Oh, okay. It was, I did not know that bit.
All right. Then. So are we okay with Justice League for right now?
Well, just on the last note, like speaking of the CG with it, there was one thing I was like watching lots of trailers, and I was just like, it looks so much like a video game.
It does.
Oh shoot!
You You gonna answer the phone now?
No, I'm not.
Oh, rip.
Fare thee well to whoever called. Yeah, this is what we get for not having a designated studio.
Yeah.
That's not a slight against anybody. That's our own fault because
Ian did it. Ian
it's my fault. Not
well, at least we're not my house, so there'd be like 3 kids running around streaming and 2 dogs. Well, your dog Bart's, but I have a puppy.
Well, he mostly sleeps. So.
Bentley's
But anyway, yeah, the thing with the Justice League CG is it just looks like a video game, like a video game cinematic at that. And the thing is, and I was thinking that if DC wants to compete with Marvel on that kind of level, they need to get a better visual effects studio.
Oh yeah, but they're not.
Because Marvel uses, not on every single one of their movies, but for the really big ones, they use ILM.
Yeah.
They use Industrial Light and Magic.
The Star Wars did
right.
Con.
The Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Yeah. First, they were there since the beginning of CGI.
Yeah, they created it.
Yeah,
so,
they basically made it.
So yeah, they're the best visual effects studio in the business, and I think I had seen that Weta Digital, which is that they did like Lord of the Rings and lots of Avatar stuff. They also the most recent Planet of the Apes.
Oh, they did that too. Didn't
that's Weta, and I'd seen on their website that they had been involved with Justice League, but at the same time, I'm just like, it doesn't like. It's like I know you guys can do better if that's the case, but
All right, yeah. So Justice League was also on my thing.
Yeah, so there's Justice League talk.
All right, so then we might see that if I see that next week and you see that next week, that'll be the next time.
I might shy away from it just with the reviews.
We might see it during Thanksgiving weekend. So my parents personally like the DC comics more. I do in some cases, but the movies just aren't as good. The TV shows are a lot better though. The Flash,
I do like
one of my favorite shows right now.
Yeah.
And Arrow I haven't seen. Supergirl's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but it's way better than Agents of Shield though. Way better. All right.
So there's issues on both sides. But then again, I don't like taking sides either. But it like I said, it ultimately comes down to writing. If you have a good story.
Yeah. Well, Justice League. So DC has good stories, but they reboot the universe every 10 years. All right, so I'm gonna do 2 things really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I recently heard about this, but did you watch that King Arthur Camelot movie earlier this year? Did you hear about that?
The most recent one.
Yeah, the most recent one.
I didn't.
But that bombed?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I knew that, but I didn't see it.
They're building a cinematic universe around it.
Why?
It's called the medieval universe. The next film was Robin Hood.
Oh dear.
Coming out in 2018.
Do we have any director details on that?
I don't know. I just figured it. I just learned about that recently. There's also the Warner Brothers Hanna-Barbera universe. The first movie being Scoob, which is
oh dear, yeah.
It's S.C.O.O.B. So it's one of those things. That's abbreviation, I guess. Is
right.
And so it's going to be
acronym.
Acronym.
Yep.
Sorry, but it's going to be one of those things, and it's going to be by Warner Brothers Animation. So at least that's all right.
Okay, yeah, Warner Bros. Animation group. I like the stuff they put out.
But they recently made the Lego Ninjago movie, and I never heard anything about that.
Well, it wasn't as successful as
the
Lego movie or the Lego Batman movie. So.
Lego Batman movie was pretty good. I had a lot of references I liked.
Yeah, that was just a generally fun movie. I really like that one.
All right, so
there's the more DC stuff for you.
Yeah.
Huh.
My next thing on the list is, how we talked about Harry Potter last week?
Yeah,
Harry Potter Go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this week, did you watch Fantastic Beasts?
Nope.
It was a pretty good movie.
I did see that. Lots of good things about it.
It was a nice era. It just kind of was a weird movie.
It's
honestly.
like New York, isn't it?
Yeah, New York in 1926.
So
they announced the title for the next movie, which is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Johnny Depp.
Okay.
Because I don't remember how to pronounce his name at all. I know what it's spelled. It's like Grindelwald. Yeah, I think that's it, actually. But I'm going to call him Johnny Depp. Because basically, at the end, they find out this guy that's been running the U.S. Congress of Magic is actually Johnny Depp, which is like a dark wizard that wants to start a war between the Muggles, the non-magic people, and the wizards. And he's been doing that. They capture him, and the main guy helped beat him up with beasts, which I thought the whole beast thing was kind of weird. I didn't like it that much. Honestly, it's still Fantastic Beasts,
right.
But they spent half the movie finding beasts and not doing anything with the whole big possible wizard versus Muggle war, which I'm like, why not focus on that?
Johnny Depp was not in the first film.
Oh, he was.
Oh, he was.
At the very end, like 5 minutes in.
Okay, so
5 minutes at the end.
was that like as an establishment for the sequel?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only 5 of these movies.
5. Okay.
Based
then.
on a 50-page book that cataloged all the beasts in the Harry Potter universe.
Well, I guess if they do it right, I don't mind.
So it takes place right after World War One, which they talked about in the movie, calling the Great War, I believe.
So this,
And actually, like
the second one will take place before the first movie or after the first.
after the first movie.
So
It'll take all 5 movies take place between 1926 and 1946. So and
Okay.
after World War II.
Mhm.
And they talked about in World War One how it was kind of had magical involvement.
Okay.
But I don't know, because they talked about how a certain wizard was a war hero. So
Well, then again, there's also this Wonder Woman person.
yeah,
Wait a second, that's a different universe.
but they're not. But Universal has no.
No.
Warner Brothers has Harry Potter. And Warner
Oh,
Brothers and
that's
DC.
actually
Whoa.
true.
Combine the universes, man. I mean, I want to see Batman with a wand, and then throwing it at people anyway, and then coming back to him because it'll be the true Batarang. He'll turn his wand into a bat. I want to see that.
Nope, let's
I
not
want
do
to see
that.
that. All right. All right. Anything else from you? Because I got one more thing. It's just an update. And we're not even like halfway through how much we.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
All right. So last week we talked about the Disney Fox merger. Oh shoot! You got. What is that?
Somebody.
Someone just sent you a Bob Ross
Somebody sent me a Bob Ross picture.
It's a bush painting Bob Ross.
It's a bush painting. Yeah, it's a bush painting.
How
Bob
coincidental.
Ross. Oh dear.
Are they listening to this podcast? Is this live? No, it's not.
No, it's not live. There you
This
go.
can't be live unless.
Whoever this person is, if you're listening to the podcast, you know who you
Who is
are.
It's Molly.
Yeah.
Molly, I'm gonna say thank you for that beautiful picture.
Thank you.
sent.
Yes, thank you for
that you
the
sent.
Bob Ross. You have no
Is
idea.
that sent to your Twitter or the IT department Twitter?
No, that's a personal message to me.
Oh, Facebook. I meant Facebook, but still. All right. So we talked about.
She has no idea we're recording a podcast right now, but there you go.
Tell her. Go tell her right now. Tell her we're recording a podcast and we just talked about
Oh
Bob
my
Ross. Do it.
Okay.
It'll pad the runtime.
So we're recording a podcast.
And we talked about Bob Ross. I want to see how she responds.
We're talking about Bob Ross.
Bob's my Bob the Ross.
Thanks for the contribution. Did that just happen? I didn't see it on the screen.
It just happened. I think.
Okay. Thanks for the contribution.
Because it sent 4 minutes ago. It was sent 4
Okay.
minutes
So
ago.
now let's see if we get a response from her.
All right.
Let's see. Yeah.
So we talked about the Disney Fox merger last week, and here's some updates. They're still going. The shareholders for Fox are still like good, and then, but guess what? Comcast also wants everything that Disney wants. They approached Fox and said, "Hey, you know what? Everything Disney wanted to buy, we also want that." So basically, everything except Fox News, the Fox Network,
Right.
Fox Sports.
Okay then.
So who would you rather have all that stuff in? Planet of the Apes, X-Men, blah, blah, blah. Who would you rather have that in the hands in? Comcast or Disney?
What things have Comcast done?
Comcast owns Universal. And Xfinity.
Ooh.
Who she responded. Wait, hold that flat.
She says, "You are so welcome." Anyways, have you seen the new Deadpool trailer?
That's what we were talking
about. That's
That's how we brought it up.
There you go.
Do I know this, Molly? I feel like I don't know this, Molly.
You probably don't. But...
Ooh, sending the emoji. Ooh.
Laughing emoji.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Comcast owns Universal.
Comcast owns Universal. It's kind of hard, honestly.
That is...
Because
Yeah.
I don't think Universal would treat certain properties with like better respect. Like X-Men, they probably do a bad job with X-Men, like they don't with Hulk. But like with Alien and Predator, they probably do a better job than Disney.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, and like, we'll see how dark The Last Jedi ends up being, to see like the extent of Disney.
I bought my tickets for it. Mm-hmm. And you know how the Arc has reserved seating? Or the IMAX theater in town has reserved seating.
Yeah.
We got there so early, we got there early enough that they had still had 5 seats left in the very back of the theater.
I know, it's like, yeah, I'm
and me and Jetson bought 2 seats in the back.
Nice.
On row J.
Nice.
And
see, I'm friends with one of the guys who works at our theater here. He's like one of the managers, basically.
You know what happened?
And he had told me about how fast it was going.
You know what happened? We were driving out the theater and we saw you driving your car to the library. We followed you and you drove into the library parking
How
lot.
dare you!
It was yesterday. But But we were talking about me and Jackson, like, we really hope this isn't like Force Awakens, where it's a lot like Episode 5. Because Force Awakens was like Episode 4, you know?
Yeah.
Me and Jackson were like, we don't want Last Jedi to be like Episode 5.
Okay.
But when we got the tickets, it said Star Wars Episode 8, but the 3 eyes were cut off, so it just said Star Wars Episode 5.
Oh my god.
And we're
confirmed.
Like, confirmed. We're just watching a movie. We already have a 30-year-old movie. Or like
let me just stop you right there and backtrack. You saw me driving yesterday?
Yeah, we were pulling out of the parking lot. You know how you go behind that one building with the poles in the movie theater? You were driving right next to Home Depot, and we were about to pull out of the parking lot. You drove right in front of us, and we followed you, and you pulled into the library parking lot.
I did not go to the library yesterday.
We saw your car.
Wasn't me.
What? It looked just like you.
It wasn't me.
It had the glasses and the beard. What? Did you drive by Home Depot yesterday?
No. I did not do any driving yesterday.
Oh, shoot.
What, did you see my brother?
We might have. Ask Sean then. Not right now, but we may
You really confused me though. It's just like, when did you, as like, because I just,
Because we did it yesterday, and I was so sure it was you.
No, yeah, I was out of town.
Just like
I was out of town yesterday. I got back late.
Oh, shoot. I've been lied to by the
Tim is
universe.
confused right now, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been lied to by the universe.
By the universe, yes. I kid you not, yeah.
All right, so that's... Is that all we have to talk about?
I think that is it for R&D.
All right, so now we move to the mandatory meeting.
Mandatory meeting.
Which this week
What is it?
about
What is it, Tim?
the most controversial thing in the entire industry of gaming right now. Star
Wars Battlefront 2.
EA version.
Oh, that's right, yes. Excuse me. Yeah, let's restart
the crappy version.
Yeah, we're talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2. EA.
Oh, shoot.
That is it. You really got to emphasize that.
Rip the headphones.
You want to see something funny, Tim?
Oh, yes, I desire to see something funny.
Yeah, here's something for you. Look at this.
If you are...
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I don't think they're ready.
Look at that user score.
Oh, a 9. A 0.9.
0.9.
Oh, great.
The Metacritic score for Star Wars Battlefront 2 EA right now is sitting at a 0.9 out of 10.
Huh.
Overwhelming dislike based on 3,000 reviews.
Well, if you don't already know about this, basically...
I suppose, now we should discuss why such negativity.
So, it was revealed via some of the betas that if you had a special EA account, you were allowed to play the game for 10 hours early. And it was discovered through certain, math, because certain people got, points, because there's credits you earn by playing the game, and you have to buy certain heroes by getting the credits. It was calculated. But with average amount of credits earned per match, it would take 40 hours to unlock Darth Vader.
Yep.
And then another 40 hours to unlock Luke Skywalker.
I had seen that, yeah.
And so someone asked, why is it going to take 40 hours to unlock Darth Vader on Reddit?
Mm-hmm.
And EA responded to give the player a sense of accomplishment and determination.
Right.
And it is now sitting at 700,000 downvotes. The most downvoted...
That response or the original EA post?
The response. So it's the most downvoted thing on Reddit.
Actually, I guess it's the same thing. Go on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's the most downvoted thing on Reddit. And out of the top 5 most downvoted things on Reddit, 3 of them are EA posts.
Ouch! The people have spoken.
And then EA, 2 days later, which was yesterday, did a Ask Me Anything on Reddit, and said, we'll answer any question, no matter what it is. Mm-hmm. And then most of them were about the Star Wars Battlefront 2, and they deleted everyone they didn't like. And so, EA, best company ever.
So Tim, you had mentioned the amount of grinding that you would need to unlock Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. What's the other option you could do, and the reason for most of the hate right now?
If you want to get Darth Vader another way, you could pay a couple bucks to buy a loot crate. But then maybe it won't have Darth Vader, maybe it will. And then you can keep buying them, and maybe you'll get Darth Vader eventually. It's basically just gambling.
Yeah, so ultimately, the most of the controversy for Battlefront 2 right now can be summarized in 2 words, and that is loot boxes.
And so, if you don't know what loot boxes are, they're normally mobile games. Think about it, mobile games.
Mobile games.
It's like free mobile games, like cashless.
So,
I don't know.
It's microtransactions.
It is microtransactions.
It's in-app purchases for a game you already bought at full price.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's with most in-app purchases, you know what you're getting. With loot boxes, you don't, which makes it a lot like gambling.
It's a random thing, and I had read that there was one thing initially because they updated like their news section on the Star Wars Battlefront 2 website. After the initial presentation of loot boxes and that initial backlash, because we're in the worst of it now, of course.
Yeah.
But the initial backlash that they had gotten, and the response that they were giving with one of the things about like if you get duplicates in your loot box in your items, and they had said in the post that if you get a duplicate, you can turn that duplicate into crafting parts. So that you could use it to upgrade other star cards. Right?
What?
That was a lie. Because instead what you get with duplicates, if you get a duplicate item in your loot box, is only 200 credits.
That's crap.
Okay, 200 credits, right?
That's how much you earn by playing a 30-minute match.
That's less than you earn by playing a match.
Yeah.
You earn about like 250 and above, on average per match.
So you know what?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
You know what EA did to respond to the backlash after the initial backlash with Darth Vader thing?
What was that?
They said, you know what? We'll cut the prices.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
By 70%.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? They also cut.
They cut the reward that you get from completing the campaign.
And also the other rewards by 70%.
So it does nothing.
Does nothing. Just
see that's the thing. They try and it's so much deception going on. It's like, hey, we fixed the problem, but we didn't because here's what we also did. Yeah, but the main thing that I had seen was that the rewards that you get for completing the campaign were severely reduced.
Oh yeah, they were severely reduced.
Yeah, severely
they
reduced.
were reduced so Darth Vader's price was all heroes' prices were reduced by 75%.
Yeah.
But rewards prices were reduced by a little bit, and then the campaign was reduced by 75% as well.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Because and really as a whole, it's just it's embarrassing.
It's done
to see EA response to it.
Mm-hmm.
As they're because the I suppose the most prominent excuse for all of this business that they're doing has been enriching and I'm making the most obvious quotation marks with my fingers right now.
You can't see it.
It's because we don't have cameras. Is enriching player experience to make sure they play it as long as possible. To make sure you feel the reward once you do something.
And that's with free DLC that will probably take 2 years to come out.
There's nothing wrong with locked content. I mean,
unless it's on disc locked content.
Content you unlock has been in games for the past decade.
Oh yeah.
Or more. So those systems are not new. It's just the way they're going about it.
Oh yeah,
that's ridiculous.
In the recent Smash Bros. Game that came out in 2014, if you wanted to lock the last player, you had to play 240 matches.
Mm-hmm.
But after each 10 matches, you would earn a new player. But you had to first beat him. You had to beat him first.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
there's a prerequisite.
And in one night, I unlocked other players by staying up till 11, playing the game.
Yeah.
And basically, what I would do is I would play as a character and then continually fall off the stage, and with one stock, so I instantly win or instantly lose, and then the character would pop up. It would be like Jigglypuff or Falco or Captain Falcon, and then I would have to fight him. And once I beat him, unlocked it.
Right.
So that's a good way to do it. Like in the later games, you earn money, then you can buy the character. You find the character first, But with this, it's not just buy the character, spend half your life.
Well, there's another thing. There's another thing as well because most games, not as much recently because microtransactions is seeping more and more into the AAA gaming industry. Sadly, I say that with lots of unfortunatelies.
Yes,
but many unlock systems, if they had a currency system in the game, it was just in the game. There was no real life currency system that you can use. It was just a currency system within the game, and that's what you could use. You couldn't. There was no microtransactions.
But you know what the good thing is? The EA Star Wars deal ends next year, I think.
That's when their contract ends?
Contract with Disney ends. And
so
it's getting so bad that Wall Street is getting worried. The stock for EA is plummeting. And
so people aren't buying it.
People aren't buying it.
Hey,
Pre-orders.
this is good. This is good.
Like there's so many people flying the EA website right now with calls and the EA hotline with calls to cancel the pre-orders. That like the people that are answering the calls on the website and doing things on there are getting really mad because they're having to stay there for hours canceling pre-orders.
I feel bad for them, but this is a good sign.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, no matter how many downvotes a Reddit post gets, no matter how many things you say about EA after the game comes out or even before, ultimately the way you stop EA from doing those kind of things is just to not buy their stuff. If you don't give them their money, then they.
You see, Jackson's getting the game, and he doesn't care.
Yeah, I'd heard about this.
Yeah, he just doesn't care about it. So he's buying the game because he just doesn't care about it. But if you're someone that cares about this and gets mad about it,
if you have integrity,
don't get it.
Yeah, if you have integrity.
Well, Jackson isn't charity. He just buys the game because he buys the game, and he got the last Battlefront with the season pass.
Yeah,
when it was at GameStop for $30.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: because I have the original EA Star Wars Battlefront. Like I got the Ultimate Edition for $40. Yeah. And then, of course, that was like a year after it came out, and even then it was on sale, and that was fine. And technically speaking, I bought the game that it should have been at release.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other story. We're talking about the sequel right now. Yeah. So the thing with that is, when it comes to buying it or not buying it, because like I talked about this before with others that gameplay wise. It's not the worst thing. Like the gameplay is
it's super fun.
Looks very enjoyable. The game itself runs very well. It's very visually pleasing, and the mechanics and the way they work within the game modes. It's all great. But there's just this stain of the loot boxes, the microtransactions.
So have you seen any? Did you do anything with the beta that they had for it like last month?
I didn't play any of the beta. No.
So what they did for the beta was they had two things. They had no original trilogy era. They didn't do that in the beta because that was the last game.
Yeah.
So they had prequels, which was the Siege of Naboo, but with clones.
Yeah, they did Kashyyyk as well, right?
No.
No, because
they did Tarzana.
There must have been something else I had seen that someone had posted, had uploaded some Kashyyyk gameplay.
Oh yeah, there was some Kashyyyk gameplay, but that was just like someone who got an early copy.
Right. Those. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
not
what
the beta.
Well, the thing is, with the Naboo siege, like if you're the droids, you start the droids. You have a big old tank. You have to keep the tank alive.
Yeah, the
MPT.
clones.
And then once it shoots down the doors to the palace, then you siege the palace. It's really fun. And it makes you like because you start with the 4 droid classes, and there's no super battle droid. You have to earn the super battle droid by earning points in the game.
Right.
And the super battle droid has jetpacks and jump. It's super overpowered, like the super battle droid should be. And not just the basic unit.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't mind stuff like that. I found it, that kind of, spending your points that you make within a match.
Well, those aren't credits. Those are just points in the match.
Just points. Yeah, just points within the match that you make to use those characters throughout. I like that system. It's a big improvement over the random pickup.
Yeah, random.
Like those item drops. That were in places in the maps in the
so it's not just like some random player got the boss token.
Yeah,
you can play as boss. It's like if you're a good enough player, you play, earn points, and then you can be Rey.
And that was very similar to how the original Star Wars Battlefront worked. The Star Wars Battlefront II worked. Which is ultimately superior. Yes, it will always be. If you got the points, then you could be that hero.
Oh yeah.
But I like, and not just the hero, it's just classes in general. If you performed well, you had the points to be able to use those individual units.
Well, in this one, you know how in the last Battlefront game, how if you got a spaceship, you couldn't interact with the ground that much. You were just in the air.
Yeah.
This one, it's ground to space. So, like in the Siege of Naboo, if you're a vulture droid, you can go like bomb clones and then go back up and fight a Naboo starfighter, then go back down and go bomb more clones. Or if you're a Naboo starfighter, you can shoot the ship from the air and then do a flip around. And it's super cool. But that's because you earn it. And then if you earn the points, because there's cross area heroes, which I'm okay with. Honestly.
I wasn't sure how to feel about that initially.
I'm okay with it.
Because I just didn't know why. Because they have Darth Maul for the Separatists in the Siege of Naboo, and I don't understand why they couldn't put Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan in there.
Well, I don't know, but the thing is, do you know?
I mean, Rey can be a cool hero.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't say can be. She is.
Yeah.
But it's just like I guess I just like the continuity of things, and if it fits, that those heroes should be placed in their respective eras.
Oh yeah.
Because I
can understand that.
There shouldn't be any excuse for that.
There's a problem with you saying there should be heroes in respective eras.
Mm-hmm.
There's only like 2 prequel heroes. Those being
right now,
General Grievous and Darth Maul. That's it.
So that's the other problem is that they haven't, for some reason, they don't have any other prequel heroes.
Yeah, they brought Boss back.
I don't know whether there's lots of stuff.
There's rumors they're bringing Asajj Ventress before they bring Obi-Wan.
I don't understand why they don't.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah, they don't have like Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan or Anakin, right? There's a number of Jedi to choose from. Sorry, voice crack. they already have Yoda, I guess, but that's sort of a cross.
That's a cross one. Even if all he does in the original trilogy is lift a ship and then put it down and then die.
Yeah. not exclusively that fast.
Well, there's
not other events, but yeah.
There's a year between it where Luke goes off and tries to save Han Solo, but then comes back.
Yoda's role in the original trilogy summarized: training Luke, lifting a ship out of the water, dying.
Well, he says there's another Skywalker to Luke, and then dies.
Right.
And then he goes to Obi-Wan, who has to sit down. I saw memes of this a lot, where my favorite part of the original trilogy is where the ghost gets tired and has to sit down.
Really?
Yeah, because Obi-Wan's walking around.
I forgot that.
Return of the Jedi, he sits down and on a rock, just like, ugh. And then he's talking about, there's another Skywalker, blah, blah, blah. And Luke's like, why didn't you tell me this earlier? He's like, I don't care, I'm just a ghost. And then he's like, who's the other Skywalker? He's like,
what I told you was true from a certain point of view.
And then Luke's like,
Because the thing about that...
I'd be fine with Alec Guinness.
Back to the...
Obi-Wan as well.
See, I wouldn't mind that either.
I'd be fine. You, McGregor, Alec Guinness. Just one of them, please.
They had, I mean, why not, have Captain Rex or Commander Cody be one of the heroes? That's you're gonna, or if not exclusively a hero, just have them one of the more advanced units.
Well, it could be... Or, one of the... have the Super Battle Droid, just have that one be one of those.
See?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I don't understand, because... It's not for lack of content. There's plenty of stuff from the prequel trilogy, from the Clone War era, that you can use, and we're not having that right now.
I think it's made in such a way you can play on any map in any era. So you can play on Takodana as droids versus clones.
Okay.
Because one of my favorite maps in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 is Death Star, but droids versus clones, because it's so nonsensical and I love it.
The thing is, I don't mind, I guess, as much if you do cross era maps, but it's just the hero thing that kind of bothers me with that.
I'm personally alright with the hero thing, but
I mean,
honestly, I want more, because there's more sequel era heroes than there are prequel era heroes.
And to be perfectly honest with that, this is not against EA's Battlefront. It's also with the original Battlefront. I wouldn't do heroes that often because I liked playing as a
I love playing
as
clones,
Stormtrooper. So sometimes I did hero stuff. So that's not anything against EA's version. I just usually like to play as just the clones. But that's just a thing, just a little personal about I have it with it there. But it's not the most, in comparison with loot boxes and microtransactions. It's not very.
Oh yeah, James was telling me. I was telling him we were going to do this podcast and we're going to be really mad about it. He's like, you can't judge it too much. You haven't played it yet. I'm like, yeah, I know. But right now we're talking about how the gameplay is so good. It's just that big stain.
There's just that big stain from the loot boxes, microtransactions.
That's why Jackson's doing the game still, because he doesn't care about the loot boxes thing. He's just getting it because the gameplay is good.
But it's just the thing. It just causes this divide.
Yeah. Between
those that are willing to pay. You're willing to do those microtransactions in order to get those items quicker than those that have to do the grind, and so there's this split player base that is produced, and it was the same thing that happened with the season pass in the original and the first EA Star Wars Battlefront, where those that had the season pass, they went on to play on all those new maps, but there was those that didn't have the season pass, so that resulted in a split player base.
Yeah.
This is the same thing that's going on with this loot box and microtransaction system.
Oh yeah, because there's a free season pass this game.
Yeah, the DLC's free, and the thing is, like, I remember the announcement for that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that the DLC was going to be free, and I didn't trust it. Not because they weren't necessarily going to go back on it, but because, like, they're going to do something. If it's not a season pass, EA's going to do something to make up for it, and it obviously came to fruition.
So Justin pre-ordered the game, and from what I remember, so either Finn or Captain Phasma is in the game. I don't know which one.
Yeah, they'll be there.
But one of them is in the game, and if you get if you buy the pre-order the game, you got one of them early.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be released as DLC later on. So probably within a year, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about the start card system, like just in general?
I didn't really hear about it, but when I heard about it a little bit, I'm like, this is something you do in like the mobile game. Not a fan.
I think it is more refined than it was in their first go at it in the first EA Star Wars Battlefront. It is a little more refined, but yeah, the whole like legendary and then the rare, and then because you use crafting parts to upgrade those cards.
Yeah, it's dumb. That's
That's what those are for. Yeah, it's all these sort of mobile gaming type stuff that is entering this
pretty crap.
this game, this AAA gaming realm. So I just find that really
because a lot of times is, from what I've heard from a lot of sources, or reaching about the 50-minute mark, so just a little bit more talking.
Yeah.
But what I heard is games are getting a lot more expensive, and people aren't going to buy a $90 game, even if it is the greatest game ever.
Right.
So the way they don't make money back is keep the content that's on the disc locked, and say you can pay extra if you want us to unlock this thing that's already on the disc. And the bits sure happened a little bit ago with it was one of the Street Fighter games with Capcom. They released a DLC which was like $4.
Right.
But when coders went onto the disc, they found it already on the disc. It wasn't even DLC.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, it's not like, downloadable content. Just unlock this thing that's already on your disc. Like that's basically what EA is doing, which isn't good. But otherwise,
no.
So I'd say the game looks great. I mean,
the Frostbite engine it's a beautiful engine.
And then like they made all these new assets just for Star Wars, and they're like perfectly crafted. It's amazing. Like DICE did a great job crafting this game.
Yeah.
But EA,
from a gameplay standpoint, Battlefront 2 it's a fun game.
It is a fun game. But it'd probably be like one of the games of the year if the loot boxes weren't there.
Without this this corporate stuff that's going on with the microtransaction systems, then I would be much more willing to buy, because I assume that I'll buy it eventually.
Yeah.
It'll probably be when everything's out, when they have all the DLC out, and then the prices dropped in general. But and to see if any other changes will be made. I obviously don't hope for too much.
Oh yeah.
Because EA's pretty much as equally stubborn as the fans are, unless you don't buy it.
Yeah, don't buy it.
Unless you don't, if you don't buy it.
If you disagree with the loot box thing, don't buy it.
If you don't buy it, you have a bargaining chip.
Yeah. But basically, just something else about EA is, as people noticed, Sims 3? That came out in like 2008. If you still want to buy the complete Sims 3 game, $300.
300?
That's with all the DLCs.
Oh my gosh.
That's like adding pets and zombies and vampires. Or if you want base game, it's like $20. Hold everything, little part of the game, $300. And it's been out for almost 10 years.
Yeah. What's up with that?
The DLC hasn't dropped. The price hasn't dropped. Like, let's see.
Well, EA sees a way that it's like, hey, people like this game, so we can get our money's worth from it. We're going to milk it as much as possible. So chop up the price.
With I have a game as old as me in my computer. It's Roller Coaster Tycoon, and it probably came out for like $20 when it came out. On Steam, it's $5.
See,
yeah,
what's that?
And I have spent myself 24 hours worth playing that game, and I haven't played it since August because I just kind of got bored of it. But honestly, it's a fun game.
Yeah,
I love it.
So one thing that I just remembered, I think it's Boba Fett.
Is he in the game?
Yes, he's one of the heroes and villains that you can play as. He has this like rocket barrage ability.
Oh.
Okay, so he just like sends out like a lot of rockets and that kind of thing, with his jet, while he's using his jetpack.
Yeah.
And and that's a star card ability.
Oh.
Okay, so
Excuse me.
and if you upgrade it all the way, okay, it's like the more you upgrade that particular ability, the less damage that you take while using it. Okay,
Oh.
so if you upgrade that star card to a level 4, it says 100% damage removed. So Boba Fett is invincible when he's using that ability, if you upgrade it to a level 4.
Little broken there.
Just a little bit with no game balance.
All right. So we've reached the 50-minute mark. Do you want to do HR department real quick? Which has, I can say one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. So we're in. So Mediterranean's over. We talked about Battlefront 2.
Yeah,
HR department.
We've done it, and it wasn't. I think we should pat ourselves on the back for not ranting the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Because we did talk about a lot of good things.
Yeah, we did talk about a lot of good things.
Yeah.
All right. So we had one YouTube comment. Our last YouTube video.
That's right. Yeah.
It's by someone whose name I don't know. Who I don't know at all. Wink, wink. His name.
Yeah, we know who you are.
His name was Brady Anderson, and he left us a really conspicuous comment. It was Tolan parenthesis. What does this mean?
Well, you see, Tim, in the language of the interweb, we translate this as a smiley face.
To me, it seemed like a cryptic code for help me.
In all seriousness, here's the funny thing about that. He had only watched how many minutes?
He listened to the first 2 minutes, and then skipped to the very end and listened to the last 3 minutes, and then finished. And we talked to him today, saying, "Why don't you just pull up in your tab and listen to it like while you're doing homework?"
When you're doing homework.
And he's like, "I don't have time." We asked him, "Do you do homework on the computer?" And he paused. He said, "Yes." And then we said, "Open it up on another tab, press play, and then just do it." And that.
I just found that thing funny about this. Like he had only watched like a total of 5 minutes, and then like give us a smiley face comment. Well, then again, maybe I shouldn't be complaining because that's we have something to talk about. In the
Yeah, we do. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Brady. If you actually listen to this.
Yeah, it's like if you get to this point in the podcast,
if
you just by chance happen to skip to this part.
Oh yeah, if you skip to this part.
Good for you, man.
How would you like to end this? Like you pull up the music. Is there any comments you'd like to end this with?
I guess as a whole, just in closing with the Battlefront 2 thing, because I guess I wanted to talk a little bit about the campaign as well, because I did find that intriguing, that the story that it wants to tell, but of course for time wise
we didn't talk about
we don't have to go into that.
All right.
But as a whole, don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
If you
If
want
you're against the loot boxes, don't buy it.
If you want to send a message to EA, send it with your wallet.
All right.
And don't buy it. And now.
All right. I got one thing to say.
One thing. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say thank you, Molly, for the beautiful Bob Ross picture.
Yes. Yeah.
Ian, will you send this once we get this up? Will you send that?
Yes,
one to
of
her?
course.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Molly.
Of course.
You're great. You're my number one. I'm your number one fan.
That's
All right.
right.
Thank
Anyway.
you, Molly.
To close this out, I guess I have a funny thing here. There's like a little behind the scenes recording thing from Revenge of the Sith.
Why are they all laughing?
I think it's because they'd either like messed up something while they were recording.
Oh.
So listen to what John Williams says here.
25 years, we need to do it again. But we played it pretty well then, so we'll have to mind our pitch.
Yeah, so that was just,
All right.
that was just a funny thing.
That's how we'll end it.
To close us out there. Wait.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.